Okay, it does work. Well, good evening.
Yes.
I'll come out here, it's a little better. And welcome to the Middle East. And yet another in the series of devivals that we hold all across the country. And in order to worship Bob and praise his fucking asshole name. I guess as is customary at these things, we do always start with the moment of sacred noise. I think you all know how to do that, so if you would kindly join me, you can rise if you like. If you want to just sit there and drink, that's fine too. But please, a moment of sacred noise. That's beautiful. My name is Brother Cleve, former Pope of Massachusetts and New England, and I abdicated my throne a couple of years ago. Now I'm Bob's roving missionary, coming to your town, coming in your town, and coming all over your town. It's a tough job that somebody has to take it. We are pleased tonight to have St. Janor Hypercleats up from Little Rock, Arkansas, and I'm glad we were driving around today, and I realized that since it doesn't usually get this cold in Arkansas, I was glad that he was able to experience what we normally go through up here. We'll start off the festivities, I guess, with a little gospel music. And then Janor will come up, and we have Pagan Kennedy tonight, and hopefully the motor morons who are in transit. Evidently it's snowing like a motherfucker in Connecticut, and it took Sam about 7 hours to get here from New York, so they should be showing up at some point. If not, we may start asking members of the audience to come up and talk about what Bob means to them in their life. I know with me, I joined the Church of The SubGenius about 7 or 8 years ago, and I sent Bob my $20, and I haven't had to work a day since then. And I think that there's something just glorious in that being a living slackmaster is such a beautiful thing, and a goal that we can all attain if we really put our hearts and minds and wallets into it all. It is such a beautiful thing. Smiting the conspiracy, of course, is one of the main themes, and who will do that as soon as I have a drink? Yes. That's the one thing about Boston that Reverend Stang has always commented on, is that we are the hardest drinking of all of the areas of the country and the world, and we're goddamn proud of it! So I want everybody to drink a lot tonight, and don't forget to tip your bartenders and waitresses, because they need slack too, and although money really isn't slack, it's one of the keys sometimes.
They can buy slack.
They can buy it, and but only to those who know where it's for sale. Yes, indeed. So I think a little gospel and maybe a little country and western drinking music, to bring the South and the North together here should be a beautiful thing. I'm going to switch microphones, and just to make it real cozy, I'm going to get to the back of the room and play. So feel free to dance, frenzy, and take the job. And drink.
Okay. Yay! Yay! Yeah. Good idea. Yay! Yay! Good idea.
Which one?
The first one.
Well, there once was a man, the world's greatest salesman, and he had devised a plan to keep the shackles off our feet. But now he's gone. I might have bought the cause Bob is my load, and it's coming again. Who knew that the first shot was gonna be the last shot? But he's got a hard driving pipe that can't smoke all through the night. Although he may be hurting, the universe will keep on squirting. Bob is my load, and
from the men in black, with just a shot from his mighty sack. If only he would make it back from the land of the dead. Oh, until that happy day, we can only drink and say, Bob is my Lord, and he's coming again. I know he can make it. Without him, we can't take it. We'll lose the pieces of our minds to the pink boys and the winds. Until that day that he comes back, it'll be a world without slack. Bob is my Lord, and he's coming again. Bob is my Lord, Bob is my Lord, Lord, Lord. Bob is my Lord, and he's coming again. And we don't want the exits upon us, then we need Bob to be on us. Bob is my Lord, Bob is my Lord, Bob is my Lord, and he's coming up. In great goody moody, let's call the bro friend right now. Oh yeah. So I noticed when I spent a lot of time in the Deep South, and whenever you listen to gospel shows down there, they always say Lord like load. So that's the impetus behind that one. Just a little story so you can tell your grandkids. How about, oh yeah, here's an all-time favorite.
My life is just shit without you. Bob Dobbs.
Oh, okay.
My life is just shit
Yes,
without
it's
you.
amazing.
Bob Dobbs.
You're going to have to come up and sing that one later.
I'll just use this microphone.
Oh, okay. Drinking Budweiser, watching Bob on TV, swallowing Red Man. The day my coon dog died, I was drinking Budweiser, watching Bob on TV, drinking Budweiser. Bob was on TV. The day my uncle, he got kicked by a mule. I was with cousin Junior. The DNA backfired. I was drunk, I was lonely. I was impeccable. I was drinking Budweiser. Bob was on TV. coon dog died. I was reading the pamphlet over and over and over again. Was drinking Budweiser, and Bob was on TV. I was drinking Budweiser, and Bob was on TV. Song by Pastor Buck Naked from Dallas, Texas. Let's see. How about more drinking songs? Let's see. What else do we have?
9-1.
This is by Merle Haggard. He's not a subgenius, but he probably is, even though he doesn't know it yet. I gotta keep my reputation. I gotta keep my pride. I can't let you know you've hurt me. I can't let you know I've cried. I gotta let you know I'm happy everywhere I go. I gotta keep my hurt inside me. I can't let it show. I gotta drink up and be somebody. I'll have another round. I can't let my troubles find me. I gotta keep your memory down. I can't let you drive me crazy. I can't let you win. I gotta drink up and be somebody again. Everywhere I go, I've got to keep my hurt inside me. I can't let it show. I gotta drink up and be somebody. I have another round. I gotta let my troubles find me. I gotta keep your memory down. I can't let you drive me crazy. I can't let you win. I gotta drink up and be somebody again. I gotta drink up and be somebody again.
9-5, 9-4, 9-5. Thank you for coming down to the studio. Well, thank you.
Oh, is this on? Yeah. And now that we've got some blood flowing through our systems, I think it's time. It's an honor and a pleasure for me to introduce a man that I've drank with many times. So I'm already putting his accent on. Jesus Christ. Please, a warm welcome from Little Rock, Arkansas, the great Saint Janor Hypercleats.
Yes, I'm here to preach the word of J.R. Bob Dobbs tonight, ladies and gentlemen. The Church of the SubGenius is an organization of abnormals devoted in an outrageous and all-encompassing hate against what we call the conspiracy.
Yeah, good idea.
Now, when we talk about a hate of the normals, the pink boys, the conspiracy, what exactly are we talking about?
No.
Are we talking about some damby-pamby, two-bit piddling little hate like I just hate President Reagan. My God, no! Say it's no, children. Are we talking about some pathetic little hate like, I just hate myself? My God, you call that hate? When we talk about a hate, we're talking about something that's all-encompassing and all-pervasive hate. We are talking about an infinite hate. I'm too busy hating. And who exactly is this hate directed at, children?
The conspiracy!
We have some men whose grotesque hideousness reaches such levels of utter repugnance. They are known to us in the Church of the SubGenius as idols of hate. Now, what exactly are we talking about when we say idols of hate? We're talking about you, Mr. Fascist Corporate Executive, sir. Mr. Top 40 Water It Down Disc Jockey, sir. Mr. Filthy Rich TV Evangelist, sir. Oh, you don't even know what I'm talking about. You were just flipping through the TV channels, but by God, you're going to hear me now, sir.
Talking about Bobbies!
Mr. Secular Trevinist, sir. They're trying to take Bob out of the public school system. I think we know who's going to have the last lesson, though, don't we? Or what about old Mr. Just His Way? Now, you might be familiar with Mr. Just His Way. Oh, is he completely obnoxious and cruel? Well, that's just his way. Did he just pound your face in until your face came out the other side, the back of your head? Well, I guess that's just his way. Did he just try to just enslave the entire world and exterminate a race? Well, that's just the beer talking. He's really okay. Well, I can accept that. I think it's valid, but this is just my way. I'm just into making lampshades from the flesh of Mr. Just His Way. I'm just into painting my kitchen with the blood of Mr. Just His Way. Oh, I really like your kitchen. Yes, it's early Central Arkansas redneck. Do you think it's me? But you can't just compare yourself to any human or any Yedison hate. You've got to compare yourself to whose hate? The hate. The divine hate of J.R. Bob Dobbs. And hate me. If you could realize for 1 femtosecond how much this man hates you, the whole world could just praise Bob. Praise Bob.
Praise Bob! Praise Bob!
Oh yeah, but I know what you're saying. You're probably saying, well, I'm a subgenius. I'm maladjusted. I'm abnormal. Yeah, I've sent my money in. I've got my tickets on the Exodus ships. And that might be true. But I'm here tonight to tell you one thing. You might just backslide your way right out that escape hatch come 1998. What do you know about sin? What do you know about hell? Oh yeah, I want to go to hell. All my friends are down there. So a popular joke goes. I remember I saw a sinner. He was in the purgatory, just standing on that trap door in the afterlife, the before life, and he said, "Oh, I'm not worried about hell. Oh, I've been to hell. Hell was having 3 flat tires in one day. That's hell. Hell was working the same job for 17 years over at the plastic turtle factory. Oh, that was hell. Hell was being married to Wanda Lou for 15 years. I know that was hell. And then suddenly the trapdoors opened up. The flames, the snakes, the monsters, he fell into hell. What do you know about sin? Oh yeah, but you can't preach a full slack doctrine in most subgenius clinches. Why not?
Why not?
Because of old Mr. Moneybags. Oh yeah, he's got his big conspiracy job downtown. He drops $100 bill on the clinch collection plate every Sunday.
Where is he?
Mr. Moneybags. Oh, but you probably know him better than I do. Now there's probably some old codger sitting in the back saying, yeah, I like what he's saying, but why does he have to get so loud about it? Well, friends, I want to get loud about it. I want hell to hear me. I want demons to hear me. I want the conspiracy to hear me. I want old Split Toe himself to hear me. The devil doesn't own this planet. J.R. Bob Dobbs has got clear title indeed. You've got to turn to J.R. Bobbs tonight, ladies and gentlemen, because he has the power. He has the power to save everyone in Boston, Massachusetts tonight. He has the power. Enlarge me. She got no legs. My legs are on fire. He has the power. Speaking in gums, Bob's moving his bowels in Boston tonight. You can feel it. You can feel his presence. Oh, my Savior! Drain all the blood from my body and use it to print more pictures of his face. The face. Bob's face. He has the power to save everyone in Massachusetts tonight. Glory! Glory! He has the power to save everyone on the East Coast tonight. Glory! He has the power to save everyone in North America tonight. He has the power. He has the power to save everyone in the world tonight. He has the power. He has the power. He has the power. Help me, somebody. Can I get a witness? Help me, somebody. Pull the lever and down you go. She ain't got no legs. Help me, somebody. Enlarge me. But back to the concept of all-encompassing hate. You might ask, what about the liberals? Oh, you did ask.
What about?
The do-gooders that think they're on our side. They're trying to help us. We hate people who don't try to just crush everything we are. Don't say goodwill. This here's my best will. I remember we were preaching a sermon in Macomb, Mississippi one night. Some liberal journalist wrote, there will be an appearance by an act called Doctors for Bob. An act! An act! I guess when that guy is just digging himself out of the rubble which once was his hometown after the nuclear war, when he looks down and says, where's the rest of me, and sees that his legs have been disintegrated, he's going to be thinking, I wonder if this is what that act was talking about when they said slack. Or if maybe this just possibly might be the work of the conspiracy. An act, my God. People have called me a reactionary. Perhaps it's true. Maybe I do react a bit. I react when I see an American flag being burned less than 3 times a week. I react when I see elementary school children addicted to crack and I'm not getting a piece of the action. I react when I see magazines of pornographic filth depicting every type of perverse sexual act between man, beast, child, involving leather, lasers, and spike-heeled boots. And they've got the cover stapled down to where I can't see what's on the inside. I am a reactionary and I do react. But what about the cattle, you might ask? The normals, the masses. No, actually, the cattle have a number of interesting uses. It can be used as a cheap labor source, taxed, kept in the home as pets, or perhaps upon a whim they might be unleashed and hunted for sport by the Yedison overlords. We might let them live after 1998. No! We'll talk about it. You know, Mrs. Robinson and I took the local Clinch Sunday school class to a field trip in one of these normal neighborhoods. And let me tell you, it's every bit as bad as the pamphlet makes it out and then some, okay? Well, they reproduce like animals. We're thinking about moving, maybe even off Earth. The cattle. Now the next concept I'd like to discuss is the concept of kill me. The most important 2-word phrase in the subgenius religion, kill me. It brings every relationship up into the ultimate confrontation. You go into a restaurant, you say, I'd like a tuna fish sandwich on whole wheat bread, or kill me. Do you have that? Do you have that $200 you owe me? Well, here's $190, or kill me. Grandstand me until someone just out and out kills me. You know, I was feeling kind of just down in the dumps one day, and I was thinking about the cattle, and I was kind of depressed, and I went over to my friend Reverend Cleve Duncan's house, and he took me out in the backyard, and he showed me something that just kind of raised my spirit a little bit. He had spelled out "Have a nice day" in the skulls of normals he had decapitated. And I just said, that's neat. I like that. Thanks for doing that. But what about the concept of the me-go? The subgenius must deify his own ego. When everyone's ego has become as God's, the conspiracy won't be able to create hierarchical structures. You've got to look at the world and just say, enlarge me. Enlarge me. Grandstand me until someone just kills me. Grandstand is such a hideous level of grotesque, bloated invalidity until all beings of all worlds simultaneously and spontaneously decide just to out and out fucking just kill us instantly. And there's other chances as well. In hate me. In hate me, Dobbs. Fill me with an even greater, all-consuming hate of everything that is normal and pink conspiracy. In hate me. In me. allow me to become even more one with the squirting universe in me, Dobbs. And humbleness brags. We enlarge ourselves with humbleness brags. For certainly, am I not the most humble man in the world? The most humble man in the universe? I'm secretly famous. Surely the cattle must bow to my kindness and mercy, or their heads will roll in the sand. Enlarge me. And now, have you ever noticed how everything that's a possession of yours starts with the syllable m car, m girl, m house, m money. So what is it? What's that part of your soul that's you, and that's your innermost being, that's you and no one else? We call it enlarge myself like help me somebody, help me somebody, can I get a witness, can I get a witness, help me somebody. But you can't hide from J.R. Bob Dobbs because he's stupider than you are. His face has been mimeographed and put up in more places than yours has. He smokes more froth than you do. He's got more little dots in his face. You can't hide from Bob. You cannot hide from God because he's bigger than you. He's bigger than all infinity. He's bigger than the entire universe. You can't hide from God. You can't hide in a liquor bottle or a reefer.
You can try.
You can try. You can't run from your own legs. How you gonna run from your own legs? What are you gonna run away from them with? You can't see your own eyes. How you gonna see your own eyes? Turn them inside out? That ain't gonna work.
Or video.
You can't think about your own brain. Well, that's part of the problem. You can't wash soap. Soap's already the cleanest substance in the universe. What are you gonna do? Just break it in half and rub 2 inches of bar soap together? You can't wash soap. You can't wash soap. You can't see your own eyes. You can't think about your own brain. You cannot run from your own legs. You can't pee your own dick. It's too big to fit out that little hole. Mine is. You can't hide from J.R. Bob Dobbs. You can't hide from God. He's bigger than you. He's bigger than all infinity. He's bigger than all reality. But friends, I like to turn I hate to, but I'm going to have to turn the subject matter over to a pretty grave matter. That's the financial status of the Church of the SubGenius. Friends, we're in it. Money. We are in a time of crisis. The words stick in my throat, but we're in danger of losing the entire ministry. Say no, children. I'm not talking about just the radio ministry, just the TV ministry. I'm talking about the home for slackless children. I'm talking about the research facilities in Dobbstown, Malaysia for the causes and cures of normalcy. I'm talking about the whole shebang.
Is there no justice?
Let me put it this way. If I were you, I'd give me all your money. They call me St. Jan Hypercleats. You can't stop my mouth or my dancing feet. But I'm poor, you know, a bit low on dough. I need some Jack, and that's a fact. A big old stack is what I like. So sit right back, listen what I say. Get your damn soul say the SubGenius way. But don't be too quick to split the scene. Before you slide, slip me some green. Get some slack, quit your job, and obey the words of J.R. Bob Dobbs. Yeah. I got a rhyme every time. Listen to this, I don't ever miss. But if you're interested, you might want to purchase my new 3-page booklet for a mere $500. It's entitled How to Avoid Financial Exploitation. I'm also working on a new book. It's kind of a new age type philosophy. It's called Journey to the Bank Account. The disciple must learn how to channel what we call the sucker energy. The sucker energy travels down the spine and into what we call the wallet chakra. And the wallet chakra, for the pure knowledge to enter the disciple, the wallet chakra must be empty, like an empty bamboo shoot. And the bank account also can experience the void, the great unknown. But we don't want the money. We take the money and we just throw it in big piles and burn it later tonight. But the part of your soul that's attached to that money goes up with the smoke. There's a demonstration. Yeah. An act. But that part of your soul that's attached to the dollar bill goes up with the smoke. It will be received by our interplanetary space guardians, and ye will be saved. We don't want the money. We take big piles of your money and just throw it in the toilet and flush it down. But that part of your soul that's attached to the dollar will go down the pipes. It'll be received by our intra-sewer, jiu-jitsu-trained psychic starfish. And you will be saved. It's just like the story of the little old lady. All she gave was 1 cent. But that was all she had, children. And then there was some rich guy standing there. He just threw a couple of $100 bills in there, just kind of an ego trip, a show off. Now, who do you think we value the most? The rich guy, yeah, you're right. We don't care about some wrinkled up old bags. And we don't, and we feel like if God has called on us in this time of need, He's called on you also, and we hope you'll take our hand and be with us in this time of need. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I want to take a break for a little while. We've got, I think, Pagan Kennedy from the First Church of the Hygienic Jesus is coming on now. Thank you. Thank you.
We also want to announce in the Fearless Exploitation here that there's a table over here in the corner where you can buy items. If you'd like to buy some, there's Janor device tapes and other things that will, make your life a hell of a lot easier.
Living hell.
We've got the best of Doctors for Bob. We've got autographed 8x10 glossies. We've got Motor Morons records, T-shirts, and I don't know what the hell else. Why get ripped off somewhere else when you can come here, okay? And now, please, a warm welcome for Pagan Kennedy.
I'm speaking to you not as a member of the Church of the SubGenius, but as a member of a schism church. The Church of the Hygienic Jesus.
Yeah, clean Jesus is a good Jesus.
That's right. That's right, brother. I want to talk to you about Jesus Christ tonight. I want to talk to you about our Jesus Christ tonight. Is Jesus a God of love? Right. That's what the liberal humanists and communists who run our churches and schools want you to think, isn't it? They want you to think that Jesus was just some kind of namby-pamby beatnik, some kind of wimp,
No!
instead of a God of patriotism, brute strength,
Yes!
and kicking the butts of the Ruskies.
Yes!
It's so easy to see through their lies. Their Jesus has long hair and a beard. Their Jesus doesn't wear clothes, he wears sheets. Their Jesus looks stoned.
It can't be!
Friends, do you really expect a church that teaches you that sin isn't really sin? That we came from monkeys? That hell is just some kind of metaphor? Do you really expect a church like that to teach you the truth about Jesus?
No!
No, you're right.
Kill me!
So, with all the conspiracies and lies all around you, how do you find out about the real Jesus?
Rip the arms deal! No!
Well, how about the true Word of God? Is that good enough for you? Right, how about Jesus' own words, huh? Right here in Corinthians 1, chapter 11, verse 14. Right here, Jesus says, "Doth not even nature itself teach you that if a man have long hair, it is a shame unto him?" It is a shame unto him. Friends, do you know what that means? It means that Jesus did not have hair all down his back. It means that Jesus did not have shoulder-length hair. It means that Jesus did not have hair that touched his ears. It means that Jesus had a crew cut and a very close shave. Now you may be saying to yourself, all right, okay, that makes sense. I'm an intelligent person, and I can see that Jesus was short-haired. I accept Jesus as my short-haired Savior. But what does it matter how long his hair was? What difference does it make how long his hair was? What difference does it make? Well, friends, I'm going to let you in on a little secret. It wasn't the hippies that decided to grow their hair. It was the hair that decided to grow itself. That's right. Certain microorganisms, when lodged in the scalp, can endow the follicle with free will.
My God! Damn the conspiracy!
That's right.
Conspiracy!
In the 60s, there were hippie Jesus freaks all over, worshiping their false, long-haired hippie Jesus. And in the 80s, there are punks, equally controlled, equally slaves to their hair. And don't come running to me. Don't come saying, "Oh, Peggy, you were right. Oh, I should have signed up right away. Oh, you were right all the time." Don't come running to me when you start seeing punk Jesus freaks worshiping a Jesus with a mohawk.
Scalpel! Saw that outside.
So you see, what happened in the 60s was not a rebellion of hippies and students. It was a rebellion of dead cell tissue.
That's what the movie Hair is about.
It was hair that caused our failure in women start getting ideas, uppity ideas about not serving men as we're supposed to. And that reminds me that I'd like to take a moment right now just to talk to the ladies in the audience out there. Gentlemen, you can listen in, but I want to be talking to the ladies. Ladies, what does this book teach us? What does it teach us? We are liars. We are sluts. We are licentious. We are two-faced. We are traitors. We cannot be trusted. We need special restraint because we have long hair. We have long hair, and that makes us especially susceptible to the devil. Am I saying that you should go out and get crew cuts? I am not saying that. God does not want that. God wants you to have long hair. It's our cross to bear. But you can use restraining devices like hairspray, hair bands, leather when used correctly. Epoxy. And now you may be thinking, well, how can she preach? How can she preach that we women should have long hair when she has short hair? I do have short hair, and I admit it. But part of the reason I'm up here today is to testify, because when the Church of the Hygienic Jesus found me, I was a fornicator. And I was a drug user. That's right. The Church of the Hygienic Jesus found me just lying on the street somewhere, waiting for my next fix. And they cleaned me up. And they made me able to preach to you people tonight. But I'll tell you, I was visited by a miracle. I was visited by a miracle. Jesus, in his infinite hate, made me a hair cripple. I cannot grow out. Sure, I can grow the back of my hair all I want to, but I cannot grow out the front of my hair. It's got stuck that way, which should be a warning to you, to each and every one of you, to get the proper haircuts. Because, friends, heaven isn't Mud Club. Heaven isn't CBGB's. Heaven isn't Ground Zero. Heaven isn't Club Spit. You can't get into heaven. You can't get into heaven with the wrong haircut.
What about Hair Club for Men?
Right. That's our affiliate church. We have many ministries.
I want to walk quiet.
But friends, if you remember one thing tonight, I want you to remember that before Jesus goes out for a long day of leading our armies to victory and to cutting down folks, to cutting down sinners with the straight-edged razor of his righteousness, that Jesus takes that razor and he gives himself a good, clean going over. That before Jesus saves, Jesus, shame! And now, I don't know what's next, but maybe Brother Cleve will come up and tell us.
Yeah.
Thank you, Pagan. That was inspirational. Sam, are you out here?
Yeah.
Sam has some gruesome details he wants to come up and talk about.
Sam is a god.
We're talking about the hospital now. I'm with the Motor Morons from Maryland. I can't see any of you because of the lights, so I can't tell you a response, but I want to tell you that none of my people in my band had insurance when the car hit the guardrail. It was a sad thing. It was a very sad thing, and flesh is a weak thing. So I can only tell you that I'm selling t-shirts and records over there, and all the proceeds go to the hospitalization benefits for my band, which is laying up in the Fairfield General Hospital right now without any insurance. They can't be admitted. They got pulsating flesh wounds, pulsating head wounds, exposed sucking chest wounds. I mean, they have, okay, name a wound. They have it. I'm serious. Everyone's laughing. Yuck it up. Let's laugh at blood. Let's laugh at pain. We'll do everything I ask.
Kill me now.
So, anyhow, if they can get out of here they're going to come because they can't get into the hospital, so all they can do is give them a Band-Aid and a compress and some sulfa powder. So they're coming. That's all I can tell you.
I think we're gonna take a break, but we're gonna be back with Janor Hypercleats, the Motor Morons, some jerk, I don't know. The great Reverend Cleve Duncan, Johnny Angel is here. Angel and Cleve and I are going to do a set a little bit later, and possibly, the magnificent Dr. Felix Cruel might make an appearance tonight. So we're going to put a tape on, and we'll be back in just like 15, 20 minutes.
It's 10:24.
And while we take a little break here, we just want to show you something that every home should have. No home should be without one of these. This is the St. Janor Hypercleats, the king of rant. Full color, glossy. This is suitable for framing or wrapping fish, like they used to say in Mad Magazine. This, to me, is... I mean, this is one of the greatest things I have ever seen in my life. When Janor showed me this afternoon, I just... Now, can we all get a look at it? Okay.
Makes a perfect Christmas gift, and it really, really works.
That's right. Any of you have family that you want to be estranged from? I think this could help. Janor's mom called me last week, and she said, "Cleve, can you help sell some of these, because I've got to get them off my wall. My entire living room is decorated with these things." So these are available over there at the gift bar. Yep, I see the imprinter right on the back there. Matter of fact, you can see the face of J.R. Bob Dobbs right above the mighty crotch of St. Janor Hypercleats. And speaking of that crotch, Janor will autograph said photos right across the crotch or any place else that you'd like if you do want to have the job taken. So these are available over there at the gift bar for a mere $6. It costs a lot more to print them than that, and they're worth a lot more. I've already bought a half dozen, and I'm going to buy at least a dozen more because My room is getting a little bare these days. You know, you can only put so many Russ Meyer posters up. So, we are going to preview for you folks tonight the brand new album by the Swinging Erudites, which is Dobbs approved. The album is called Fuck 'Em If They Can't Take a Joke. It should be seeing the light of day very soon. Johnny and I just finished mixing it about a week ago, and we know that since they are Reverend Stang's favorite band outside of Doctors for Bob and Doctors for Utter Stupidity and you know, whatever Philo's band is called this week, and let's see, who else? Well, yeah, it's up there. It's one of them anyway. What is his name anyway? Oh, Bob, that asshole. Oh, fuck him. Okay, so we'll be back with some Doctors for Bob music for y'all. Drink up and be somebody, and we'll see you in about 10 minutes.
The sermon of the great preacher, Janor Hypercleats, but there's also a comedian here tonight. He's a great humanitarian, a man I've known for the past 25 years. He's been known as the amazing Mr. Me, the most humble man on earth, the final solution to the entertainment problem, a man who never wants to become some kind of Milton Berle for acid heads. Ladies and gentlemen, Janor Hypercleats. Well, I can always tell when I worked a hotel before. I just checked my towel collection. No, hey, I'm serious. Well, my mother-in-law's so fat she has to use a pup tent for a bra. Has to use a pup tent for a bra. Is this an audience or Mount Rushmore? No, I'm serious. But anyway, the town I came from was so small they had a sign that said, "Welcome to Smallville," on both sides. Come on, people. This is the stuff, people. But, you know, anyway, the Jewish guy is standing there holding a smoking AK-47 with 27 dead members of PLO at his feet. The black guy comes up to him and says, "Huh, you must think of yourself as a regular terrorist." He says, "Well, I might not be a terrorist, but at least I'm regular." No, come on, I'm serious. So anyway, the psychotic murderer goes out with a blunt chainsaw and kills 16 people. Or was it 17? I don't know. But anyway, I'm Jewish, and my parents are kind of oppressive. I remember one day my father came in and my mother was crucifying me to the kitchen table. My father says, "What are you doing? What are you doing, honey?" She says, "He wants to marry a goyim." My father says, "I'll go get the nails." No, come on, I'm serious. I said, "Ma, I've got an inferiority complex. I can't get a date with girls and I've got religious guilt." She says, "Shut up and eat your schmaltzknitzkin. You could at least call." So anyway, the black guy goes up to the Italian guy goes up to the 27th guy, the 28th guy goes up to the prostitute goes over to the Puerto Rican guy goes over to the Jewish guy goes up to the 27th. The 27th black guy, the black guy goes up to the redneck. The redneck says, "You know, when guns are outlawed, only outlaws will have guns. When contact lenses are outlawed, only eyeballs will have shotguns." No, I don't want sympathy. Come on. I've got my own laugh track. I don't need you guys. I mean, hey. When it is outlawed, nothing will be. When they are outlawed, well, they'll have a damn party. Huh? Doctors for Bob, rock and roll party band. Yeah, people are going wild. People are going absolutely ape shit over the new Dobbs-approved behavior patterns approved by Dobbs in 27 committee hearings. But, you know, I know that there's bars I can go to where I can get a drink, or a bar I can go to pick up a girl, but where's a bar I can go to where someone will just kill me? I mean, what I'm really looking for is a kill meat market. I mean, I've heard around this town they roll up the suicide walks around midnight. I mean, hey, come on. You know, have you ever seen this Morton Downey Jr. show? I wanted to start my own Janor Downey Jr. show. Kind of a... Well, come on. Surely you don't think all normals should be put to death in 1990? Zip it, pal. Okay, maybe we should all be put to death, but just don't just slowly, hideously torture us to death in the most painful way possible. I said put a lid on it, chum. Look, I don't want to be tortured. I said put a lid on it. Just get out of here. This is my show. Just get the hell out of here. I mean, hey, turnabout's fair play. But what about these kids these days? You know, they're walking around like they don't even try anymore. They're walking around like they were zombies. Now, back when I was a zombie, things were different. When we arose from the dead, we did it at 6 a.m., not noon. We ate the flesh of a young woman's corpse. We did it with respect. Respect for the woman, respect for the corpse. But I don't know, things were different though. These kids these days are running around with video, this, that, computerized everything. I remember back in my day, just to iron clothes, we had to heat our hand up over a stove and then just rub it over the clothes. Things were different in those days. I remember back in my day, I'd just be driving along the freeway at 60 miles per hour and then all of a sudden remember that cars hadn't been invented yet. And just go skidding across the pavement. But then pavement hadn't been invented yet either, so. But you know, I'm not saying that I'm a queer. I mean, I've never even seen another man's dick. I don't even look at my own that often. I mean, I sometimes put 17-inch steel spikes through my eyes to avoid seeing another man's dick. I sometimes entomb myself within 17 inches of reinforced steel to avoid seeing another man's dick. But I mean, I'm not saying I'm a queer. Well, I woke up this morning, but that doesn't mean I'm a queer. But I was out there shaving, that doesn't mean I'm a queer. Went to work today, but I'm not a queer. And anyway, I was sucking a guy's cock all night, but I'm not a queer. Let a guy butt fuck me 5 nights a week, but I'm not saying I'm a queer. That doesn't mean I'm not a queer. Anyway, I finally decided I never wanted to fuck another woman because men fuck women, and if I fucked a woman, I could be fucking where a man had been. And I'm not a queer. So I just cut a hole in my stomach. I just cut a pussy in my stomach so I could just fuck myself. But I am a man, but I'm not a queer. I'm not trying to say I'm a queer. Dad, can I borrow the dick tonight? Little girlfriend, you had the dick last night, I believe. No, I didn't. Little girlfriend had the dick last night, Dad. Remember, it was Tuesday night. He asked you for the dick. He had that date. No, that's not true. Little girlfriend had the dick last night. Little girlfriend gets the dick. I don't ever get to use the car or the dick, Dad. Well, if you kids can't decide, I'm just going to set it on the floor. I'm going to just cut it in half. Dad, no, don't do that, Dad. We'll decide. We'll decide, Dad. Well, they finally decided, but then he ended up going out with a girl who didn't have pussy. I don't know. But one thing I wanted to talk to you tonight about was the Janor Hypercleats 1992 presidential campaign. I stand for the people. Now, unlike these other candidates that are supporting the special interests, the lobbyists, the big boys, the corporations, the conspiracy, we'll just come out and say it, the conspiracy. I stand for the little guy. I believe in the microcosm, the little man. In a word, you. I believe in you. Because you're unique. You're special. That's why I want to own you. But you know, ever since the beginning of my political career, I've been fighting for change. Fair change? While the other candidates were content to just sit back with their feet propped up on their desk, enjoying the privileges and prestige of power. I've been out there fighting for change and supporting the people. Excuse me, Janor, I'm an unemployed steel worker who's trying to make ends meet. Do you have that $10 I loaned you for your campaign last week? Guards, who let this proletariat on the stage? Please, take him out and have him shot. I don't want any people around me. Just seal off the whole 10-block area. There might be a taxpayer or a family man out there. How did you even get in here? Your whole life is supposed to be taken up by unpaid bills and high taxes and bad coffee. I'm too busy fighting for change and supporting the people. But, you know, in a word, you could sum up my entire campaign by saying I care. I care about the welfare mother that's trying to make ends meet. I care about the homeless people that are trying to find a place to sleep at night. I care about the automobile worker who's trying to find a job. I guess you could say I care about every person that I own. And I'm looking for your vote in 1992. But anyway, the black guy goes up to the Jewish guy goes to the Italian guy, and did you see that? Look, what's that over there? That Zen monk. What's he doing? He's pouring gasoline over himself. Well, gasoline's a solvent that breaks down the physical body and releases the astral body. Well, I'd rather have that gas in my car. What is he doing? He's setting himself on fire. Well, we rolled this joint here. Maybe we could go over there and light this joint on that burning Zen monk. Well, what are those guys doing? Don't put him out. Don't put it. We need that Zen monk. What is this? A communist country trying to take away our burning Zen monk? Okay, keep him going. See that part there that's glowing? Blow on it. Just tear a piece of him off and keep it going in case you want to smoke a cigarette later. What is he saying now? Is he screaming hideously, "Oh, please put me out. Oh, God, please put me out"? Well, I know he's a Zen monk, and they talk in riddles, you know, and what they say is what the opposite of what they want you to do. I mean, now he's just screaming, "No, this isn't a Zen riddle. Please put me out." Yeah, man, I grok that. I'm seeing this oneness of the universe. He's trying to see how smart we are. We're showing him how smart we are. But how about these skull farmers these days? They're just, in my day, if you were a skull farmer, you went out at 6 a.m., you farmed them down, they grew up, you farmed them down. These days, these kids go out, they go to a university for 4 years, come back and try to say, oh, I'm a cranial agricultural engineer. It's just, the skull farmers aren't the same, and neither are the cats in their heads, but, I'm a comedian, so I'm kind of used to this commercialization thing, but, sometimes it goes a little bit too far. I remember my manager was talking to me the other day. He says, "Janor, baby, sweetheart, what about this? What did I hear about you turning down this Janor Hypercleats suicide project we were trying to promote?" I said, "Come on, honey, I've told you once. If I've told you once, I've told you 1,000 times. The bottom line on any Janor Hypercleats suicide deal is $5,000 up front, plus 20% of post-mortem royalties on T-shirts, albums, and posters sold after my death, okay?" Yeah, listen to Mr. Nobility here. You'll never get anywhere in this industry, boy, if you're not willing to commit suicide for the door. Come on, honey, I'm making too much money off this kill me stuff to die now. But as far as this Janor Hypercleats suicide experience Slurpee cup goes, hey, I think you're taking this whole thing a little bit too far. You could have at least told me. Well, maybe we'll try to get a suicide thing in, like, between the California and the European tour. But I don't know. I think maybe you're going too far with this Janor Hypercleats double nicotine suicide experience cigarette pack, or this Janor Hypercleats suicide experience darkness and death nursing home. But I sure am glad they de-domesticated house cats. You got your cat hunting license yet? Yeah, I got me a mess of cat the other day. I'm glad they de-domesticated cat. They're easy. They're a lot easier than deer. I just went from house to house and found one that still had a collar. It must be one of an antique from those old days when cats were pet. Oh yeah, these victuals you're eating there have got some cat in them.
Oh, yeah.
Does anyone want a cat witch? We've got some spat in the refrigerator. But
What about cow mutilations?
those are caused by excess, as far as we know. The results, all the results aren't in yet. But you know, people look at me, they think I'm insane, but I'm not drunk. I'm just a crazy man. I've got delusions of adequacy. Stop it, you're reinforcing my apartment complex. I said I couldn't help it, Your Honor. She was female. What can I do? We've got the Doctors for Bob coming up in just a little while. Doctors for Wotan are doing a gig in Venus this week. They couldn't make it.
Good day.
But this is Jerry Lewis, you know. They discovered a cure for muscular dystrophy. So where's my tax write-off? Where's my free annual publicity? That's why I'm asking for your donation this year to help make Jerry's kids. We're talking about just taking a completely healthy elementary school child and just grinding his muscle functions. But have you seen these new Barbie commercials? This Klaus Barbie doll thing? He's into torture, destruction, medical experiments too. We're into it too. We're into Barbie. We're into Klaus Barbie. Hey. But anyway, the Jewish guy goes up to the black guy, and anyway, the black guy goes up to the well, have you seen this Boy George video? Do you really want to hurt me? You know, when I first saw that, I just said, yeah. I want to hurt him real bad. Oh God, I want to hurt him real bad. You can just take me and just put me in Auschwitz and make me and all my descendants suffer the tortures of the damned. If you can just assure me that at least for 1 second you'll be hurting him real bad. You know, my son went up to the university. He's getting a degree in hurting him real bad, and he's he's into some of that punk rock stuff, and he's dating a fat girl, and he's into all this leftist stuff. But I know he's really okay because his heart's still in the right place because he wants to hurt Boy George real bad. But well, there's different ways. I mean, you don't have to use these new nuclear atomic techniques for hurting him real bad. There's old ways. Well, you can just take a dial telephone, or like an old crank telephone, some sour milk, the wire from the milk like tightens on him and cuts him. The milk turns to poison. There's good old time ways to hurt him real bad. And, I didn't bring the Janor Hypercleats Comedy Show T-shirts. However, I do have available over here at the concession stand. We have Janor Hypercleats logo branding irons. They last a lot longer than the T-shirts. They're cheaper. All you have to do is pay for the phosphorus. But anyway, when the Jewish guy goes up to the last prostitute left on earth, he says, well, I can't remember the punchline. But we're going to have coming up next, let's see, did you still want to do a few minutes? Sure. We've got a special guest. Your name was Francis. And after that, we've got the Motor Morons if they're here. If not, we've got Cleve, Johnny Angel, and some singer named Janor Hypercleats. So stay tuned. Same bat time, same bat channel. There's an audience or Mount Rushmore. Come on, give me a break. Just a comic.
It was only yesterday, but it seems like years and years ago. I was just a little sprout, no bigger than back of my daddy's hand. I used to pester my old dad. I used to say to him, "Dad, when am I ever going to get a pet of my very own?" Well, you can bet that I was one happy shaver when my daddy brought me home the pet I always wanted. Yeah, this is the story of a boy and his God. Yeah, it was only yesterday, but it seems like years and years ago. Well, to make a long story much shorter than it ought to be, one day my daddy said to me, "Son, your God is old and sick, and it wouldn't be right to let him suffer."
Yes, it would.
He said to me, "Son, you can't teach an old God new tricks." Well, it was only yesterday, but seems like years and years ago. I had a dog. His name was Kippy. I loved that dog. I wouldn't spank him with ordinary newspapers. I had a special newspaper. It had a picture of his shit on the front cover, and the headline read, "Kippy, bad dog." And on page 2 it said, "Kippy leaves doo-doo on carpet," and pages 3 and 4 had ads for carpet cleaners and the like. You know how it is. Have any of you ever seen a dog at a family reunion, a dog which should have been dead years ago? This dog is 17 years old. It's named Queenie. It doesn't walk across the kitchen floor. It sort of oozes like a giant amoeba with hair. And, well, you know, there's a 17-year-old drooling senile dog, and then there's always the 6-month-old baby in the high chair. The second that baby drops something from its pudgy little fist, "This fucking mutt is like Baryshnikov! 3-point turn! The relatives are holding up signs, 9, 9.5, 10, and old grandpa says, 'Ma, better strap that baby in.'" Before I leave you all, and I thank you all for your kind attention, I was a rather last-minute addition to the bill, and I'd like to thank Janor, Hypercleats, and also Brother Cleve. I'd like to mention a little anecdote about my Uncle Alky. Well, you know, around every Christmas time, he used to get a job dressing up as Santa Claus and ringing one of them dumb little bells for the Salvation Army. And, well, you know, I was just a little kid, and I'd walk up to him and I'd say, "Uncle Alky, how come you're standing there ringing a bell and hollering like an idiot?" Well, Uncle Alky, he just couldn't keep him down. And well, one time I was standing there, he was ringing his bell, and he says, "Hey kid, what are those jokers doing over there?" And I said to him, "Why, it looks like they're constructing a manger scene, Uncle Alky." And he says, "Hi, Jesus, you got 50 cents so I can get me a bottle of wine?" I'd like to leave you with one last thought. If we were on a different planet, perhaps the Little Drummer Boy, that beloved Christmas song that we all have a special fond place in our hearts for, perhaps the Little Drummer Boy would have been set in Africa. And if that were the case, it would be a different song. The elephant and wildebeest kept time, pa-rum-pa-bum-pum. Tomorrow, not to horn in on this, but tomorrow we have J. Gag's Big Black Book. I'm one of the hosts. J. Gag's is another. And if anybody would like to come down and see comedy, perform comedy, see music, perform music, it's from 6 to 8 p.m. at this venue, and the charge is a modest $1. And again, clap not for me, but for Brother Cleve and for Janor Hypercleats for giving me this opportunity to address you all. Thank you.
We are here to praise the word of Dobbs tonight, ladies and gentlemen. J.R. Bob Dobbs, the one and only. You've got to ask yourself, are you still living down in the testicles? It's a squirting universe. Are you still living down in the testicles, or have you just started squirting out the head yet? The squirting universe, ladies and gentlemen. We preach a full slack doctrine, as is written in Ecclesians number 2:13-507. 23. Believe Jesus did smoke Chesterfields. Ecclesians 5:18. If they're trying to tell you something, anything less than a full slack doctrine, it's a lie, my friends. It's a black lie. It's a hellish lie. It's a lie that could send you to hell.
Sort of like jamming along with your words.
You know, I was preaching a sermon in Macomb, Mississippi one night. Mama Luga girlfriend cut off Grandma's arms and legs so he wouldn't have to go to school today. We've got to set up for just a minute here.
I think we're all set. We're going to try to interpolate some of the songs by the greatest doctor band of all time, of course, Doctors for Bob.
Alejandra, the holiest, mysterious, most powerful squirting universe band that's ever existed on this planet, any planet, in the whole motherfucking universe.
We tried our hardest to get Sternodox, Reverend Sterno Keckhaver, to come up with Janor from Little Rock and Snavely, Eklund, and everybody else, but
the conspiracy had other plans.
Just like we were trying to get all the guys from Iron Liver to come down and play tonight, you know, play some heartwarming ballads like Who's the Dirty Bum Who Killed Liberace and Loose Bowels and Beer. But the conspiracy also kept them away too, and it's a horrible thing. But at least Janor and Johnny and I, smiters of the conspiracy that we are going to entertain you with a couple of Doctors for Bob songs, and I guess we're just about ready.
Got ready. Okay, what's first? Fucker one more time, or half-ass drunk?
Half-ass drunk sounds good to me.
Half-ass drunk!
Half-ass drunk.
Half-ass drunk!
You can't arrest me, officer. I ain't drunk. I might be half-ass drunk, though. Hangover and it's all hung over backseat of your girlfriend's car, and ass drunk, just you and me. Sergeant Carter haircut, Gomer Pyle hookup, living off of LSD, and ass drunk, and I'm feeling blue. Well, a flood come in and it washed away my den, and my water bill still past due, and ass drunk. You know, my head feels odd. Well, it can't be Monday, 'cause I don't remember Sunday. And ass drunk. Hell, I'm drunk as shit. I used to have a job, but I'm sick of getting robbed, so I finally just up and quit. Mama had a fit. Half-ass drunk. You know, my head feels odd. Well, baby needs food, but his daddy needs a lewd. Well, the baby better find himself a job. Half-ass drunk. Half-ass drunk and having fun. Stopped on a hill because I had to take a pill, but I couldn't quite find my tongue. Half-ass drunk. Hell, I can see. Said the light was red. Now a couple of folks, well, there was two guys that were injured. Well, there's one guy that was gimped up pretty good. He kind of had to walk like this for the rest of his life. And well, there was two running up to this. Got one guy's nose. They said it was the only way he could breathe. But and there was one guy that was hurt pretty good. They found parts of the same guy on the front and back of the same car. I don't understand even how that could have happened. They ought to run a couple of scientific tests or something. Half-ass drunk. I'm a victim of lies. There's nothing wrong with me, Your Honor. I can see. Hell, I got two damn DW eyes. Half-ass drunk. Oh, woe is me. Finally got a job. Now I'm looking for a blow job. Wonder if the warden can see. It don't really pay, but it's steady every day. Breaking rocks till the broke as me. Half-ass drunk. One drop of liquor just rolling down my chin. Yeah, I'm half-ass drunk. I said, you can't arrest me. Those guys out there over across the road, were they straight or were they half-ass drunk? I don't know. I guess I'm just a half-ass drunk. Well, at least quarter-ass drunk. You get busted being quarter-ass drunk. Somebody, help me, somebody. Now, an old-time spiritual, you probably all know we'll get to that. This is an old-time spiritual. I'm sure you probably all know the lyrics. Well, I'm not finished to talk to Judge. Let's do Fucker one more time now.
Oh, okay, that's a beautiful song.
Oh, yeah.
It's a beautiful, it's a song with a message. It's an old spiritual we call Fucker One More Time. Fucker one more time, Jesus. Fucker one more time. If I could only fuck her one more time. If lust in the heart is the same thing, ma'am, we might as well do it 'cause we're already damned. I'm trying to tell you, but you don't understand that bitch you're getting in that ground of man. I prayed all day on his knees and read a damn Bible till I can't see. We practiced this once this afternoon.
Do you guys know the song?
Yeah.
Okay,
let's
everybody
try it again.
sing along really loud, then I'll pick up the chords.
Good idea. Yeah.
Wow, you're a lively one, ain't you?
Okay, you wanna try it
Yeah,
again?
okay, yeah, let's do it again.
Fuck her one more time, Jesus. Fuck her one more time. If I could only fuck her one more time. If lust in the heart is the same thing, man, we'll do it 'cause we're already damned. Trying to tell you, but you don't understand that you get wet enough to drown a man. I prayed all day on a bended knee. I read a damn Bible till I can't see. All I'm asking you, Lord, is you let me fuck her one more time. Fuck her one more time, Jesus, fuck her one more time. If I could only fuck her one more time. Fuck her one more time, Jesus, fuck her one more time. Other people out dancing, but I'm home crying. All I wanna do is fuck her one more time. Fuck her one more time. I read the commandments and obeyed all 9. Built like a mountain and worth the climb. Mine is shallow, but a hole is deep. I can stay down there till Thursday week. Now I'll be a saint till the end of time. To count them beads till my eyes go blind. My soul is yours and my pussy is mine. I wanna fuck her one more time. Fuck her one more time, sweet Jesus. Fuck her one more time. If I could only fuck her one more time. Fuck her one more time, sweet Jesus. Fuck her one more time. Other people out there, but I'm home crying. 'Cause all I wanna do is fuck her one more time. Fuck her one more time. Well, I'd even volunteer to teach a Sunday school. Make the little kids follow every goddamn rule. I start drinking milk and I give up gin. Never turn my head at another again. I get down on both my big knees and pray. Watch her Miss Wagner Bible lesson every day. She's the only woman that I ever want to lay. I want to fuck her one more time. Everybody! Fuck her one more time. Jesus, fuck her one more time. If I could only fuck her one more time. One more time, sweet Jesus, fuck her one more time. Other people out there, but I'm home crying. All I want to do is fuck her one more time. Fuck her one more time.
Well, there are no more verses, so why don't we do the chorus one more time? What do you say?
Fuck her one more time. Fuck her one more time. Just fuck her one more time. If I could only fuck her one more time.
All God's children.
Fuck her one more time, sweet Jesus. Fuck her one more time. Other people out dancing, but I'm home crying. All I want to do is fuck her one more time. Fuck her one more time. All right, thank you, thank you.
Jesus.
What do we do, bro? What's your total?
Kill Bob!
Y'all want to do something?
Kill me! Kill us all!
This is a song that's based on a true incident, an incident called My Life. It's a little thing I called Told the Judge to Suck My Dick. You know, I told the parole officer he could lick on my balls. Because it was Saturday night and I was smoking and drinking everything inside. Somebody must have saw and they rang Johnny Law and they put me in the back of a black and white car. But I told the judge, suck my dick. Told the judge, suck my dick. Told the judge, suck my dick. suck my damn dick. So, oh, the judge suck my dick. Well, I guess I'd rather get sent to hell. It's been Saturday night and I've been in county jail. Got out a report and they sent me to court. The judge looked at me and said, what's your plea? Well, I didn't even give that judge a glance because I was too busy whooping down my pants. And I guess I made the guy told the judge he could suck my dick. Told judge suck my dick. Told judge suck my damn dick. So hold the judge suck my dick. Told judge suck my dick. Told judge suck my damn dick. So hold the judge suck my dick. Well, my lawyer said, son, are you crazy or what? He's trying to make you a deal and you show him your butt. The court was amused, but the judge was not, and I got a life sentence for smoking pot and hitting some bump out in the road, what turned out to be the judge's kid. Ow. Told the judge suck my dick. Told the judge suck my damn dick. Told the judge suck my dick. Told the judge suck my dick. Told the judge suck my damn dick. Told the judge suck my dick. I spent my time making license plates. I finally got a parole around 78. I said, son, we're prepared to let you out. We're only asking one thing, that you watch your mouth. I said, sir, I'm ready to admit I was wrong. And about that time, I sniffed out my dong. And I guess I made it mine. I kind of sort of told the parole officer he could suck my dick. Told the judge suck my dick. Told the judge suck my damn dick. So hold the judge suck my dick. Told the judge suck my dick. Told the judge suck my damn dick. So hold the judge suck my dick. All right, Your Honor, let's hear you slurp a little bit. Slaving away till I had a stroke and I passed away. The end of time, there was the judgment day. I saw the Lord look at me and I heard him say, I'm the Lord of mercy, I forgive all sins. There's a paradise here and you're welcome in. All we're asking, Janor, is that you repent. Said, Lord, my body might be dead, but I'm still in the mood to get a little head, and maybe I don't know when I'm licked. Pretty damn small, but I got me a tongue about 10 feet tall, and maybe I don't know when I'm licked. From ancient times to the present day, from the fall of Rome to the USA, from the big bang to the final judgment day, you ain't never heard a man what had the guts to say that the Lord God Almighty can suck my dick. So judge suck my dick. So judge suck my damn dick. So judge suck my dick. So judge suck my dick. So judge suck my damn dick. So judge suck my dick. There's more. There's more.
Well, like what?
Then from above, as low across my genitals. I had endured prison, endured it well. I spoke my peace in the face of hell, remained defiant to the world of the dead. But could I endure the universal head? Pressure mounted, sweat poured off my face. At stake was the future of the human race. And then at last there was a final thrust as though a new big bang did sprang out across the universe. Hell was doused and death was licked. The sword proved less mighty than the dick. The souls of all mankind is merged to a universal one. For the final prophecy, therefore, at last had come. For the prophet staff, therefore didst never budge. And thus I say, behold me, fools, for I have told the judge. Told judge, suck my dick. Told judge, suck my damn dick. Told judge, suck my dick. Everybody now. Told the judge, suck my dick. Told the judge, suck my damn dick. Told the judge, suck my dick. Told the judge, suck my dick. Told the judge, suck my damn dick. Told the judge, suck my dick.
Everybody.
Told the judge, suck my dick. Told the judge, suck my damn dick. Told the judge, suck my dick.
One more time.
Told the judge to suck my dick. Told the judge to suck my damn dick. Told the judge to suck my dick. Told the judge to suck my dick. Told the judge to suck my damn dick. Told the judge to suck my dick. Everybody now. Told the judge to suck my dick. Told the judge to suck my damn dick. Told the judge to suck my dick. Praise Father, just squirt in the universe. Get your hurt and the feeling of pain and fear. That is so the universe.
Kill Bob! Kill Bob, you! Kill Bob!
Kill Bob.
Kill Bob! Kill Bob! You fuck!
I'll go right, Janor?
Yeah.
Okay.
Listen to my tale then, but why? Why would you call me mad? A mad man have written songs such as these? I think not. I'm not mad. I'm merely an ordinary person seeking life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. If that's mad, go ahead, lock me up. If my idea of happiness is machine gunning 127 innocent school children, is that mad? I'm not mad. I'm as sane as Charles Manson and Son of Sam both put together. How many people must I kill to prove I'm not insane? But that wasn't nearly as bad as that time they shot the living gee out of me. Well, I didn't mind it when they shocked the living pee out of me. I didn't really care that much when they shocked the living Z out of me. When they shocked the living stee out of me, well, that was kind of fun. By the time they cut my arm off and then cut me in half with barbed wire while peeling a Band-Aid off my toe, oh, that was fun. That time I played chicken with that guy and I didn't have a car and the bridge blew up. And I was at ground zero in a nuclear explosion. And they put me to death atom by atom. Oh, compared to that time they shocked the living gee out of me. Yeah, that one time they just said, yeah, Adam number 4000, crucifixion. Adam number 4001, death by hanging. Adam number 4002, Chinese water torture. Adam number 4004, premature burial. Remember that one time they took every cell in my body, enlarged it to the size of a sun, and then inserted giant galaxy-sized dentist drill into each sun-sized testicle. Oh, but that was fun. That was fun compared to that time they shocked the living gee out of me. Needle that was so big they had to lower me on it by helicopter in order to anesthetize me. But even that wasn't enough to put me out. They had me hooked up to that device. I'm not talking about that AC device. I'm talking about that DC device they had Jones' titty hooked up to. That device that hurt Jones' arm. But I'm not mad. Why would you call me a madman? The evil Eternals, but that wasn't nearly as bad as that one damn time they shocked the living gee out of me. Shocked the living tree out of me. Shocked the living tree out of me. Shocked the living tree out of me. Ah! Okay, well, I think I'm gonna get off on that note. Are you two gonna do anything?
What else we got?
There's millions of songs, you don't know any of them, but...
That hasn't stopped me so far.
I'm keen. Are you keen? We're keen. We'll do anything.
SubGenius Beach Party?
Sure. Anti-music.
Beach Party?
Beach party.
Sounds like a good idea to me.
Let's just do it. Bob, how does SubGenius Beach Party
It's
go?
anti-music.
Oh, really? That's terrific.
Beach Party? SubGenius Beach Party? Yeah, Dobbs approved. SubGenius Beach Party approved by Dobbs in over 27 committee hearings. Beach Party? Yeah. Beach Party? Yeah, I brought the beach blankets. Did you bring the girls? Yeah, well, I brought the Neutron howitzer. Did you bring the suntan lotion? Beach Party? SubGenius Beach Party? Yeah, I brought the ocean. Did you bring the inflatable beach? Beach Party? Approved by Dobbs. Beach Party? SubGenius Beach Party? Yeah, it's Dobbs approved. It's a Dobbs approved SubGenius Beach Party. The Dobbs approved Beach Party. It's a SubGenius Beach Party. Approved by Dobbs in 27 committee hearings. Dobbs approved SubGenius Beach Party. It's approved by Dobbs. Approved by Dobbs, Mayor. Dobbs approved, approved by Dobbs. Take my mind, Dobbs. Thank you for my mind, Dr. Schwab. And it's a beach party. It's a Dobbs approved beach party. SubGenius Beach Party. Approved by Dobbs in 27 committee hearings. Atheist Beach Party. Dobbs approved. People are going wild. People are going absolutely crazy over the new Dobbs approved behavior patterns approved by Dobbs in over 27 committee hearings. These are the original Dobbs approved behavior patterns. They can't be improved on. They're absolutely certified. Except no conspiracy substitute. These are the Dobbs approved SubGenius Beach Party. Dobbs approved behavior patterns. These are patented, guaranteed eternal salvation or triple your money back. The Dobbs approved behavior patterns. Dobbs approved by Dobbs Beach Party. SubGenius Beach Party. SubGenius Beach Party. Approved by Dobbs Beach Party. Beach approved by Dobbs of Genius Beach Party. Beach Party. So Dobbs approves of Genius Beach Party. Beach Party. Beach Party. Beach. Beach. Beach Party. But Beach Party. But me. For her. Beach. Beach Party. Party. Dobbs approved behavior patterns. Dobbs Beach Party. Beach Party. Dobbs approved Beach Party. SubGenius Beach Party. Beach Party. Beach Party. Beach Party. SubGenius Beach Party. Dobbs approved behavior patterns. Beach Party. Beach Party. Dobbs approved. Approved by Dobbs. Dobbs approved behavior patterns. Dobbs take my mind, Dobbs! Bitch party! Bitch party! Dobbs approved bitch party! Bitch party! Bitch party! Bitch party! Dobbs approved! Approved by 9-inch worm comics! Approved by 9-inch worm slowly eating away at your boyfriend's spice slurpee! Approved by your boyfriend! Say go get the saw. Say go get the saw, son. He said, well, I'm gonna have the saw. It's a bitch party. Dobbs approved SubGenius Bitch Party. The Dobbs approved SubGenius Bitch Party. Bitch party approved in 27 committee hearings. Certified, guaranteed, absolutely guaranteed to be approved by Dobbs. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. Can't get any better than that. I think we're going to get off, at least for a little while.
Oh my God!
Well, it's 11:35 and the motor morons still aren't here.
Not all of us.
Well, Sam's here.
Rest of them in the hospital.
They're in,
Mike Romani, you still got that fun going on now. I don't know if you're all insured, but if you don't have insurance, then reach out a little bit for someone who's in the same boat as you. Someone who's laid up, cracked up, messed up in the emergency room, they won't take them. Lord knows. There you go.
the relief fund benefit for the motor morons will probably start in about 3 minutes.
Yeah! Yeah! Call 1-800-223-CLUB.
1-800-MORE.
Have you ever, and it's like those magazines of dead children on the highways and things like that. It's like, why pay for those when you can give your money to the motor morons who will in turn send you the pictures of the other 3 members of the motor morons spread-eagled and crushed and their skulls bleeding profusely and brains, if they had any to begin with. I don't know, they sent their $20 and they probably don't. But that's another story entirely. It should be a beautiful, beautiful thing. So we'll probably start the relief fund early in a little bit. I'm going to go call Sally Struthers right now and see if we can get her to come down and deal with this event, which is most pressing on our minds, especially since the motor morons were going to be able to take us to the 1 o'clock witching hour.
Please make a lot of fun of this, but I hope everyone takes it with the seriousness that it deserves.
Damn straight. There were a couple of people here who missed the opening segment and said, Cleve, can you sing Bob Is My Load again? I said no.
Right.
But I got the tape with the background vocals and stuff. So to entertain you for about another 2.5 minutes, if Jay would be so kind, Jay Hover 10 over there at the soundboard. This is... Jay, would you like to come up here and show us the tape?
No, it's right there. It's queued up.
It is queued up. This is the actual recorded version of Bob Is My Load and He's Coming Again, all over your face, which is by, hold on Jay for a second please. This is by Slackmaster Cleve and the Whiteport Tabernacle Boys, and this is available on the, what tape is this on, Jay? Is this on the Ear of Bob?
This is on Ear of Bob.
This is on Ear of Bob, so if you send $9 to P.O. Box 140-306, Dallas, Texas 75214, you'll be able to obtain this, or if you want to give me a lot of money, I'll run off copies at home, what the hell. But Bob could use the money since the motherfucker is still dead. At least we think he's dead. You know, actually, I really don't think he is dead. I saw him in Denver, Colorado a couple of years ago.
With Elvis? I saw him in the Burger.
No, actually, no. I saw Elvis in Elko, Nevada. Yeah. Man, he was fucking awesome. There's this lounge in the whorehouse in Elko. You know, in Nevada, prostitution's legal, and they have lounges there. If none of you have been, if you haven't been to Nevada, I'd say it's worth a trip out there. But even if you don't want to partake, I mean, just go and look at these places. They're amazing. The chicken ranches, I mean, and the Mustang, that's overblown. Like, go to Eli and see the ones that are trailers, you know. But we'll play this song for you right now while we try to figure out what we're going to do before Sally Struthers gets here for the Motor Morons Relief Fund.
The Bleeding Heart of Sally Struthers.
The Bleeding Heart of Sally Struthers.
Bleeding Heart.
God, and it is a bleeding heart, isn't it? God. Jeez. Well, let's, here we go. Jay, please. Yes, up.
Is that the beginning?
Yeah.
Wait. Oh.
It's like, remember those Our Gang comedies? It's like, let's have a show. Yeah, we'll invite all our friends. And none of our friends are going to perform a show. Okay, here we go. Bleeding Head Good, Healed Head Bad.
Bleeding Head Good. Healed Head Bad. Bleeding Head Good. Healed Head Bad. Bleeding Head okay. Healed Head mediocre. Puking Head Good.
Wasting 3 minutes.